Hey everybody, how's it going? And StreamYard is actually like hot and Johnny on the spot right now. It's been taking its own sweet time going out for tea the last couple of days. So this time it decided to surprise me. Hey everybody, I'm Haley Gray. I'm the founder of the Women's Entrepreneur Network, and I've got an amazing guest with me today. This is Avery Ford with Tribe of Buyers.
Hi everybody.
Glad to have you here.
It's really good to be here.
If you guys are on the live, give us a hashtag live. If you're on the replay, give us a hashtag replay. Let us know that you're here. We're going to be talking about a topic that I think sometimes people are like, do what? We're going to talk about generating 30K in 90 days using only organic marketing.
Yeah.
And I'm going to start and say, I do all of my marketing 100% organic.
Yeah. What's fun about this is like talking about organic marketing. As we talk about this today, you literally have an example of what it looks like in this group every day with Haley. It's how she fills up her summits. It's how she fills up her programs. And so I'm really excited because I feel like the concepts that we're going to talk about, you literally have a template and a model to follow in Haley.
Yeah. Well, and I think a lot of times, and I'm sitting here going 30K in 90 days, that's actually, a really doable number, because a lot of people I hear, oh, you're going to get to blah, or you're going to get to bleep. And for anybody who's willing to work their tail and shake their tail feathers, this is going to require a tail feather shaking. 30K in 90 days is totally doable because I see it all the time.
Yes, I would agree. What I always kind of tell our clients is marketing essentially comes down to being a numbers game. Like when we think about, it's nice to say, I want to generate $30,000 in a month, or I want to, hit a certain goal. But when you break that down, if we think about, if you are a coach and you have a high ticket offering, whether that's consulting or coaching or a program of yours, even if we think of like that offering is $3,000, which in the space of high ticket isn't that crazy. $3,000 is 10 sales inside of 30 days. So if you really start to reverse engineer that, 10 sales is probably going to equal, I would say, if you close sales calls at 30 to 40%, 10 sales, you might be thinking about anywhere, 30 or more calls, and then we just work that back. How many conversations do you need to start to get those calls? So I think a good starting point for anyone, if you're thinking about like organic marketing and how you can hit your goals without spending all your time on social media and kind of being on a hamster wheel and feeling you have to always be on Facebook, is actually to stop and break that goal down, like reverse engineer it. Because really, like any goal you want to hit, it breaks down. Like that goal is actually a certain number of phone calls, which means a certain number of conversations started if you're prospecting or talking to prospects. And that might mean a certain number of posts created or connections, audience members added. It's all doable, all achievable.
Oh yeah, totally. And I mean, and what I think is, particularly important here is that, you have to connect with people.
Yes. Yes.
That's the part where people struggle the most.
Yeah. I always say, like, we are living in the age of intimacy marketing. Like, one of the reasons that we talk about organic marketing a lot is because the days of like set it and forget it, like put a funnel up, run some ads to the funnel, and then wait as your millions pour in, basically. Your marketplace, a lot of you as entrepreneurs, is much more savvy. People don't want to just go through a process where they don't feel a connection to you. They want to get to know you and who they're buying from. And intimacy and connecting with your audience through your marketing is one of the biggest things that you can do. And actually, I think should be at the forefront of everything you do when it comes to marketing.
Yeah. And I think that that's why Clubhouse is working so well for people right now for lead generation. It's that intimacy and that connection. It's part of why doing videos works really well as a marketing tool, because you get to know me and feel that you have that intimacy and that connection and build that trust value and connection with me much, much faster than you might otherwise.
Yes. We live in the age of video. Like 80% of the content consumed online is video. And think about your own consumption habits. You're watching videos, you're watching live streams, you're looking through Instagram and Facebook stories. Like, this is the age of video storytelling, intimacy in your marketing. And you as an entrepreneur, as a business owner, have to take that into effect. Like, your business needs to operate alongside any other content that someone is trying to consume on social media. When they're, I'm looking at cat photos or travel pictures or, animal memes or all sorts of content that I am looking to consume. If you're not producing content that matches that catches my eye, like, you've missed your opportunity.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, it's interesting to me that you say that, in the world of cat videos and in the world of, I have a cat shaming calendar on my desk. But there was a study from Forbes a few years ago that talked about the effect of this online environment and the multitasking on the brain. And it's like people are wandering around perpetually high on marijuana.
Yes.
So you're trying to break through to an audience with this intimacy and connection piece, like you are, and they're basically wandering around, not really stoned, but the effect on the brain is very much the same.
Yes. And think about this, like, can we get into some like interesting kind of strategy stuff?
Yeah, let's do it.
So if you want to capture someone's attention, if you think about, like, I'm on Instagram and I'm scrolling through stories or TikTok, God forbid, I don't know. Haley, are you a TikTok addict yet? Has it caught you?
I'm not an addict, but I do put videos out. They're usually stupid cat videos.
We stand stupid cat videos. But think about, like, the most important part of your content being the headline, right? I call it the hook.
Right.
A little thing that anyone taking this live stream can take away is, if you want to stop someone's scroll, like, when it comes to organic marketing, 80% of the effort should probably be spent on your headline, like the actual hook, the topic of what you're going to talk about. So think about, just in this live stream, our hook is how to generate a certain result in a certain amount of time. So something that you can take away and apply today is, I want you to think about, what's the result you can generate for your audience, or what is the outcome you have for the post, the live stream you're about to do, the thing that you want someone to raise their hand for. I want you to put it into a structure that says, hey, do you want to get X result in Y time frame? Or, hey, would you like to get X result without Y obstacle? Just taking that little step and taking time to think about, I'm going to come to my audience and offer them something. How can I communicate what I have to offer in a way that highlights the result and shows them the value of that result by juxtaposing it against a time frame or an obstacle that most people encounter when trying to get that result? Just that little thing. Structuring the titles of your posts, your lives, your stories will help you stop the scroll and get more attention, because we're in business. We're in the business of helping people get a result for something. So put that result at the forefront of what you're producing.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I mean, and those are the kinds of things that get people to pay attention.
Yes.
And the realist, part of it is, you have to be realistic with the goals. I see a lot of people who are talking about, oh, well, I did X and Y amount of time,
Yes.
And what's important here is that we're talking about 30K in 90 days is a totally realistic goal.
Yes.
For business owners. Because I saw it and I was like, And then I was like, no, that is a real number that I would say most of my clients especially my coaching clients or professional services clients, can easily obtain.
Yeah.
And it's maybe even on the low side, you know. So,
Yes.
you know, you have to be specific, and you know, if you're not trying to attract a certain audience that's going to be sitting here, you know, lighting fires for you and pitchforks, it has to be realistic too.
Correct. When you think about a result, whether this is the result or the promise of the offer that you're making, like your program, your product, your service, the result of a post that you're making,
Yeah.
most people tend to want to make the promise huge, right?
Right.
They want to give away the kitchen sink. But specificity is kind of a form of bravery in marketing. It's actually better for you and your audience to shrink your promise down. Like, it's more powerful for me to say, I want to show you the steps to generate 30K in 90 days than it would be for me to tell you that I'm going to show you everything you need to build a 7-figure business.
Yeah, absolutely. Because that's going to be way more than we could ever do in a 30-minute or in an hour or
Exactly.
Or, you know,
Exactly.
20, any program, you know, if you're starting at 0 to get to 7K or 7 figures is just not going to be a thing. But if you're starting pretty close to 0, 30K in 90 days is doable because I see it happen.
Yes.
All the
Not
time.
just doable, like it can be normalized. It can be
Right.
the thing that most people do when you have kind of the right strategy and you're thinking about marketing in the right way.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you were to say lay out a plan for somebody to do the 30K in 90 days, what would that look like?
Easy peasy. So we're going to kind of start big picture, then we're going to dive in a little. The first thing you need to know, like if you're trying to hit this goal, is I think of marketing in stages. There are the strategies, tactics, tools, and skills that you need to be developing change as you go up the ladder in your business journey, right? So the reason that for many of you, you've tried funnels and ads and different strategies and different things and they don't work is because many people are starting you at the finish line and trying to get you to build the whole system when you haven't built up the skills and actual like muscles as an entrepreneur required. Think about this. I always
Oh,
use this
absolutely.
analogy. Like, think about the skills required to build just a simple Facebook funnel. We're going to run some ads to a funnel that has a low ticket offer. On the back of that end of that funnel, we're going to have some upsells. All of the skill sets required to make that go off without a hitch and be profitable. One, the offers have to be really dialed in. We have to know for sure that our audience really wants that. It's going to get them to stop the scroll and sign up. Two, can we write content and copy and headlines that get people to take action and that show them that we understand their pain and problem? Three, do we understand our buyer psychology so much that we can not only get them on the landing page, get them to take action, but then follow up with them to get the sale on the back end? Are our sales skills honed in? If, say, the ads by happenstance work, like jackpot, our ads are working and like calls start filling up, can we close the calls? So all of these are skills. It's like muscles that you build over time as an entrepreneur. And most people start out like you're trying to deadlift the 500-pound weight over your head instead of starting out small and building up the reps. So framing wise, before we like think about strategy, the first thing I want you to understand is that like if I teach you the strategy for how we're going to get to 30K in 90 days, it's going to sound really simple because it should be. Because at this stage of your business, at this stage of growth, what you should be focused on are some simple core skill sets. Number one, you need to be focused on your ability to connect with your audience, meaning, do you have a standardized process where every day and every week you are going out and getting in front of groups of your ideal clients and being visible to them? And is that activity systemized and on your calendar? This could look like engaging in groups like this one. This could look like attending networking events. Haley has her regular networking events where you can go and be among incredible women who are in your field. This might look like being interviewed, like building relationships, getting interviewed. But like, that's number one. Every week, you have to be putting time in your calendar to actually go out to where your audience is, right? We are not going to stand on our soapbox on our social media profile, like with our megaphone, and post a bunch of content, and by magical osmosis, people are going to come find us.
What?
What?
Do what?
Get out of town.
Seriously, I mean, you're speaking like music to my ears, because, you know, a lot of times people think that this process that we're describing is the incredibly unsexy stuff. No, just give me the real thing I need to know.
Right. It's work, but it doesn't have to take all day. Here's the deal. Like,
yeah, that too, right there. It doesn't have to take all day, and nor should it take all day, because I hear people that are like, I know you told me to go do networking, so I'm spending 12 hours a day in Facebook groups.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely not. No. When I've worked this system, and when our clients have worked this system, one of my favorite stories is our client Kavitha. When she started out, she only had like less than 2 to 3 hours a day to devote to her business. She had 20 hours. Meg says, what? Facebook isn't a magical place where people find you with no work. I know, it's a shocker. But Kavitha had a family and a new baby on the way, and had when she was talking to me, she was like, we have 20 hours in a week, not just to market, 20 hours in a week to market, do the sales calls, deliver to the clients, and get it all done, because my partner and I have a new baby on the way, and I have responsibilities. I cannot be chained to this. So how you can start to systemize that is one, I always encourage people, start blocking time on your calendar. What you're looking for when you're going into other audiences to engage and provide value are two things. You want to provide value, which might be sharing content, and you want to strategically engage with people. If I come into Haley's house here in the WEN group, and I just come in and start talking about all of my stuff all of the time, am I being a good house guest? No. But if I come into Haley's house and if I set a clock, this is how I would do it if I were you. I'm going to set a timer for 30 minutes. I'm going to go into this group and I'm going to look for people who are talking about things that I have an area of expertise in, who are posting. I'm going to reply to comments with genuine, authentic replies, cheer them on, give them a tip, a tactic, a strategy that might have worked for me or a client. Not going to ask for anything, just going to say, hope that helps. Love seeing you here in the group. Move on to the next one. If I really want to make my power hour, my power half hour, my 30 minutes really, really productive, a ninja tactic that I can do is when I'm replying to comments and engaging with people, I'm going to take my phone, I'm going to record a video, and let's say Susan has commented on something or asked a question, and hot damn, it's exactly in my area of expertise, and I have something really of value that I could offer to Susan. I'm going to take my phone and do a 30-second video, and I'm going to say, hey, Susan, I know that Haley and the other people in the group are going to have some amazing advice. I wanted to share something in regards to this that really worked for me and a client. So here's 3 steps you can take, or here's this process, blah, 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 blah. Hope that helps. Love seeing you in the group.
Where's the call to action in all of this? Where's the spam link?
There is none. Because guess what? What Susan's going to do when I value bomb Susan is going to click on and be like, who in the hell is Avery? That was so genuine, so actually helpful. He's articulate, clearly knows his stuff. Let me click on his profile and find out about who he is. Then she's going to add me as a friend or follow me. I don't have to tell people shout from the rooftop, sign up for my stuff. Excellence is a calling card of its own. So if I show up excellently and I know what I'm talking about and I show up in service, I don't need to promote myself.
the other thing that happens too, I'm going to add, another layer to that, is that people will see you value bombing in your terms and adding value to the group. And suddenly you have random people sending you connection requests because they want to get to know you better and they notice who you are. And it may take you a few of these, but what's really cool is people start to like hunt you down and they're like, I don't know what you sell, but I'm buying it.
Exactly. And for perspective, when we talk about timing, that 30-minute segment, let's say we spend 1 hour we've got Meg choke laughing. I love it. Let's say you have 1 hour in the morning. Here's how I would operate, like my hour time block. For those first 30 minutes, I'm going to have Haley's group and 2 or 3 other groups that I know are full of my clients that I am an active member of. I'm going to go value bomb in the comments. Super secret ninja tactic. The next time you see Haley do a free training, create a free PDF of your checklist or your notes from that training and post it in the group and tag Haley and share it with everyone else.
Yep. Yes, we can see your comments, but you show up as Facebook user.
Yes, we can. So I'm going to spend 30 minutes, and really what I just did, like going in and commenting and leaving a couple value bombs, is probably going to take me less than 5 minutes per group. So what? If I have 4 groups, 5 minutes, that's 20 minutes. I still have 10 minutes left. What am I going to do? Now I'm going back to my own profile or my page. But really, it's probably going to be your Facebook profile, right? So step 1, we kind of just covered. We need to be audience building, connecting with people in an authentic way that brings them back to our profile. Now, there are ways you can set up your profile to make it more of a profile funnel. We don't have time to get into that today, but we're going to be doing a masterclass with Haley where we're going to go much deeper. But general, step 2, now people are on my profile. What am I doing on my profile to get interest? I'm creating content. I can't teach you all the content archetypes and a complete content calendar today, but what I can say in brief is the point of all of your content on your profile, using the things we just talked about when it comes to hooks, the point of your content is one thing and one thing only: to get someone to raise their hand. I am sharing results of myself and clients. I'm adding value. I am asking questions. I'm sharing tips and strategies and tactics to build up goodwill. And then strategically, a few times a week, I'm going to ask my audience if they want something. And it might be a template, a training, a strategy, a free masterclass that I'm doing in the next week, but I'm building value so that I can say, hey, by the way, this awesome thing is coming up that's going to get you this result. Would you like it? Or I have this awesome template for free that gets you X result. Would you like it? So now I have people raising their hand and say, oh my God, yes, I do want to attend that training. Or, oh my God, yes, would you send me the template? So step 2. We're tracking, yeah?
Yep, absolutely.
I'm posting content on my profile.
On your personal profile.
On my personal profile. The Facebook business page is a fossil, in my opinion. The Facebook business page is a business card. I will cross-post content to my business page, but really the page exists to pay to play. Facebook wants me to run ads to get engagement on my page. I'm using my personal profile as a brand, as a face of a brand, which all of you are as coaches, to share content, get people to engage. I could also be driving people back to my own Facebook group if I have a community, right? But I'm posting content with the express purpose of getting people to raise their hand, or if it's not like a hand-raisy type post, and I'm not asking them to do something, the purpose of my content is to get them to engage, right? I want them to comment. I want them to say something. I want them to react. From there, now I'm moving into conversation. So we have connection. I'm connecting with people. in external audiences, providing value to move them back to my profile where there is content that adds value to them, that creates reciprocity, that gets them to raise their hand. They raise their hand so that I can connect with them, which is often going to be inside of a private messenger conversation. That make sense?
Totally. I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Connect. And this is the other piece of that before we go.
Yes.
You know, and this is why you need to connect with people on your personal profile, and you need to connect with a sizable number of people. So when I see people who have, you know, 50 or 100 or 150 connections, I'm like, okay, part of the work we need to do is connecting with people.
Yes.
Yep.
Your next client, like, is a conversation away. Like, we're connecting people in conversation to be of value to them and then invite them to a call, right? That's what we're doing in conversation with people. Connecting, being of service, inviting someone to a call. This whole process could take an hour a day. And if you are connecting with 20 or 30 people a day, and of those 20 or 30, you're getting 10 of them into a conversation. Of those 10, you are able to book calls with 3 of them. And then you close one of those calls. That is a client a day from a single Facebook post and from an hour of activity when done in a strategic way.
Absolutely. I love it. Thank you so much for joining me today.
You're very welcome. I'm really excited for the masterclass that we're going to be hosting with you.
Yes, me too.
That is coming up on the 30th of March. So we'll put the link in the comments. I'll put the link in the comments to sign up for it. We're going to walk you through the entire organic marketing system, how we grow 7-figure businesses with organic marketing. We're going to do that with you and Haley.
Thank you so much. This has been a lot of fun.
Thank you for having me. If anyone has any questions, just put them below. I'll be here in the group keeping an eye on things. And I'm just really honored and grateful to be here.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And we will see you guys soon. Take care.